There is important new research providing strong evidence to dispel a common thread of misinformation about the COVID vaccine. A study found there is, in fact, no correlation, repeat, no correlation between vaccinations and the ability to get pregnant. Nikki Battiste visited a hospital in Chicago where they are seeing the downsides of being pregnant and not protecting yourself from COVID.
How worried were you that you would die?
I didn't think I would make it out.
7 months pregnant and unvaccinated, Kintrice Onadumaka was lying in an ICU hospital bed wearing an oxygen mask and fighting for her and her baby's life.
Like my body was literally convulsing trying to breathe.
Her lungs were severely damaged by COVID. She couldn't breathe, talk, or walk.
I wanted my body to carry my son into this earth, and that was it.
Kintrice says she didn't get vaccinated because she was concerned about her unborn baby's safety and her future fertility. It's something she regrets.
This part gets me a little emotional. I felt irresponsible because I had put me and my baby at risk.
Currently, around 66% of pregnant people nationwide are vaccinated. Dr. Emily Miller is the chief of obstetrics at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago.
What is the biggest misconception you're hearing from pregnant patients about the COVID vaccine?
This fear that the vaccine is going to cause some adverse pregnancy outcome. And again, I think it's really important to frame that against what the risk of getting this virus and getting severe COVID-19 is in pregnancy. And that risk is just so markedly higher.
A recent study out of Scotland found the unvaccinated make up more than 90% of pregnant people hospitalized from COVID complications and are at much higher risk of severe complications like premature birth, stillbirth, or neonatal death, which occurs when a baby is less than a month old.
I was terrified. I was crying.
At 9 months pregnant, healthcare worker Danielle Williams contracted COVID, but she's vaccinated. Her symptoms were mild, and 3 weeks ago, while COVID positive, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy.
Do you think because you were vaccinated and boosted, that kept you out of the hospital, out of the ICU?
Absolutely. I absolutely think that.
As for Kintrice, she had to deliver her baby boy a month early because doctors were concerned about her oxygen levels.
Look at you. It's so good to see you.
Now 7 months old, CJ is healthy, and mother and son were able to reunite with Dr. Miller, the doctor who helped save their lives.
Your mama is a fighter.
Kintrice says Dr. Miller's kindness helped her pull through. She is now an advocate for vaccination.
COVID doesn't care about your age, your ethnicity, your gender, you pregnant, you're not pregnant, it doesn't care. It can knock at your door and take you out. And for any woman that is pregnant, what I would say to them is give you and your baby a fighting chance.
Kintrice did end up getting a COVID vaccine in the hospital before she gave birth. Dr. Miller told us it's unclear if her lungs will ever fully recover. Experts recommend pregnant people receive a vaccine booster following the completion of their initial doses. And I want to mention a new study from Weill Cornell Hospital here in New York that shows if a person is vaccinated during pregnancy in any trimester, antibodies pass on to the fetus. That's new science. We've come a long way.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Katie made that calculation during pregnancy with Eloise, and we never regretted it.
And this is important because that was a narrative when we started talking about vaccinations, and women were concerned about the inability to get pregnant. But something she said was powerful. She said, I felt irresponsible because I put my baby at risk.
Yeah, and it's, there's so many concerns when you're pregnant. You're told not to do X, Y, and Z and then add a vaccine, but we're so much further along. And Kintrice's condition was so bad, doctors actually asked her husband, who should we save, your wife or your baby?
I'm so glad, though, that she's telling her story. Kirby waited until after the baby was formed to have her vaccine because she was afraid, too.
Right.
There's so much misinformation, but you hear a story like Kintrice's, who said COVID doesn't care who you are.
This is a valuable
that will stick
story.
with me, yeah.
The benefits are there.
Yes.
Nikki, that's great information.